Hi guys, we are standing in our DIY Zome dome, geodesic dome building. Today I'm going to be working on the insulation. So what we've done so far, the actual structure has been completed. We still have to, the door is in, but it's not like perfectly situated. So we got to work on that. We have the windows, but we have to, level those and figure that out. And today, what I'm going to be working on is the interior insulation. I actually did a lot of research on what we wanted to use for the interior, and we landed on this product. If you guys can see it, I'll see if I can lift it up. It's called double reflective insulation. It's not heavy, obviously, but it's essentially like bubble wrap. So you put a layer down, you'll put foam on top of it, and then another layer of this. And so that's going to create air bubbles to make an efficient insulation. This is something kind of we're learning about, but from my understanding, the more air bubbles, the better. So, or air pockets, I guess you could say. This is what we're using. Let me see. Between the two layers. Yeah, so that's what we're using between the two layers of the double reflective insulation. But yeah, we're getting close to finishing this building. I want it done within like a month. I don't know if that's too ambitious, but that's what I'm going for. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to work on the interior insulation. So I hope you stick around and check it out. 66 across and 50 long ways for this. Of course, each shape is different. So if you guys can hear kind of an odd sound, that is the flashing on the roof. It hasn't been totally adhered, and we have been having some really heavy winds. So I'm not loving that we haven't gotten that done yet. We put it up, but we haven't actually adhered the flashing to the building. So that's what you're hearing, but we should be getting that done soon. Anyway, it's just an odd sound, so I wanted to explain that to you guys. We have been getting crazy high winds the last 4 or 5 days, and we get a lot of wind where we are anyway, but it's been extra windy. So I was going to go like this, like that, and then staple it. And then I was going to see if the part I cut could fit, I know it's not the best way to do it. I just,
I've never done this. Just got dreamed it up.
Dreamed it up. Can we do anything about the floorboards being so creaky? Well, thank you. Okay. Okay. Like it to look as neat as it can look.
They're not squares, they're odd geometric shapes.
Yeah.
Sweetie.
So read neat, right? That's gonna be hard. Okay. You want him to kiss. Basically. Hey guys, I'm in the building. It's the second day that I'm gonna be working on this, and the back has the fun like UFO looking insulation. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. So what I was gonna do is the layer, like this layer here, this layer above my head, sort of. I'm gonna do that all the way around the Zome. And then I may be cutting up some of the foam as well, but right now we're just going to do the initial insulation. We actually made a lot of progress the first time, so I'm hoping I can get stuff done pretty quickly. I'm still kind of too close, but I'm going to make it work here. Okay. Okay. Good times. So the actual brown spot is the shingle, and the other pot is where you overlap, right? Hi guys, I just recorded something and then realized there was no sound. So you gotta love it. So this is take 2. I'm sitting here out in the building. I wanted to show you guys around and walk around the building and all that, but it's been raining. I just said, I'm gonna walk out here and chill, and eventually it'll stop raining. I can show everybody around the exterior, but I'm just sitting on the floor in here. As you can see, I have the reflective insulation behind me. So the entire interior has been covered, except the windows, which you can also see that right there. We haven't put it up around there, so we have to do that next. But I would say 95% of it's done. As far as the interior insulation, we've also completed all of the exterior, the weatherproofing material, the water ice shield. That is the black material that was put on before the shingles. And so when you build a house, typically, not that I'm an expert, not saying that, you would put it on the exterior and you would put it on the joints of the home, I believe. And since we have so many joints with a geodesic shape, that's why we put it all the way around the dome. That's why we put it all the way around the building, to help and just make everything watertight. So because there were so many joints, so many times, where the different pieces come together, that's why we chose to do it like that. Material and the shingles on the exterior of the building. So that's been done for a little bit, and it was a lot of hard work that my husband did. As I've mentioned before, he doesn't love to be filmed, so I show like a little bit of him putting on the shingles and stuff like that. So we did the weatherproofing stuff together, and mostly he did the shingles by himself, though I did like hand-in material and stuff like that to make it easier, but he did most of that. I think it took about 3 or 4 days overall, but I mean, he did it over a few weeks because we have a lot going on the farm. So we kind of get to this project as we can, which is one of the reasons it's taken a long time for a second video. So I think it was challenging because he's never done that before. He had to basically change the direction of the shingles with each shape, and then he had to overlap each shape too. So which you overlap anyway, but it kept changing direction when he was installing the shingles. And I think just getting up, to the top, it was a little bit of a challenge. But this is the first project he's ever done with roofing. Now, the interior insulation, I'm going to say that I did about 85% of that, and he did about 15. We're going to go with that. I think you would probably agree with that. I did a lot of it myself. So, because that's something I could do, and a lot of this I couldn't really, I didn't feel confident putting shingles on a roof or, things like that. So this is something I felt confident that I could do, and I can use a staple gun and climb up on a ladder and do that. So I'll say I did about 85% of this, but this took a while too. The first time we did it, we kind of did it together and we got a lot done. And then it never seemed to move that quickly again. I did it a few more times and it just never moved that quickly. So anyway, but yeah, it's been definitely a learning curve. Like I said, it's been like problem solve it. That's pretty much been this process. But I think it's going to be really cool when it's done, and I'm excited about it, but my excitement is becoming less and less as it takes longer and longer. So I'm ready to be done. Okay, I think it finally stopped raining, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit, show you guys around. So the first thing I wanted to do was show you the window. We have 4 windows in the building, and they're all the same, but I just kind of wanted to show you how we solved the problem of the window tilt, essentially. So here we go. As if you can see here, so this is the part that he built out, and so essentially made like a wedge to compensate for the tilt in the window. So the frame, this is the top of the frame, this is the side, and then of course it narrows toward the bottom, and then it's just compensating for that building tilt. So I kind of wanted to show you. So then there's depth up here, I don't know, it looks like maybe 5-6 inches here. And then of course it narrows and goes down for the bottom. So I'll show you guys the exterior. We still have to put the lock in, obviously. So this is the exterior door. And if you can see here in the corner here, that's the good stuff. So that's also helping, with the watertight. So obviously you don't want it to keep it looking like this. So what we're going to do is get this tile that is sort of like a faux stone, and we're going to kind of just do this exterior in that sort of faux stone. It'll be waterproof, and then we'll probably put it on the steps. We might add some to the porch as well, or the little step up. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what we're planning on doing to this part of the exterior here by the front door. We have all of the shingles and everything. And as you can see here, there's sort of flaps here. So this obviously needs to be glued down. So we're going to be using some shingle glue for that. It can't just hang like that. It needs to be laying flat. So this is the exterior. We'll just walk around. You guys can get the idea. You can still see the shapes of the exterior here, but it's a little hidden, I guess, but you can kind of still tell, the different geodesic shapes. And so now I'm standing in a little bit of a dip, so it looks like the window's super far away. But see, that's how it looks like from the side there. And yeah. Okay. And then we also had to raise up the building. So it's on these piers, these concrete piers. So we had to raise up the building as well because the building, once it was completed, had settled. So that was a problem with the door and with the windows and all that. So we had to raise up the building. But this is the exterior. We did sort of a brown shingle, so it looks even more like an acorn to me. We're trying to think of a name, and I think I might include acorn. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what it's looking like. It's looking pretty good. But it's been a lot of a learning curve. I mean, there's just been a lot of troubleshooting, a lot of problem, let's solve it, problem, let's solve it. I kind of feel like we can do anything after this project because it's essentially like building a small house, and I feel like we can do pretty much anything after this, or almost anything. The next video, I'm going to talk about doing the flooring, and we'll talk about doing the walls. So that is sort of the overview of our building and kind of what it's looking like now. We still have more to do, but I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope it's been interesting and entertaining for you. This is a unique project, and we're definitely have, encountered some unique problems that we had to solve. I'll just say that. So, yeah. So now I'm going to turn you over here, and you can see the sort of mist rising on the mountain because I think it looks cool.